Hey guys, this would be Pack Rat here with a little bit of a video for you. I just wanted to. I've been playing a lot with Create lately, and the mod pack that I've been doing allows it, but doesn't allow a lot of other things. So the more that I can automate with Create, the better. But I've been having a lot of trouble with one particular aspect, and I've been needing fish. And there's nothing in Create that really allows you to do fishing. At least not in base creating. I did a lot of figuring out and tried a whole lot of experimentation. And since I couldn't find any videos on it, I figured that I might as well go ahead and show you guys what I figured out. Because there's a really easy way to fish in Create. And I haven't seen anyone say it. So and that's the only time I'll usually do a video like this, is if no one else seems to have done it yet. So I guess it's time to put my 2 cents in. Okay, so here's the problem here. See, Create allows you to have these suckers right here that will allow you to use just about anything. The only problem is that with fishing lines, you can't really tell it to draw in when you get a fish. And everybody knows that. And that knows Create. You just can't have it like, well, anybody who's tried to do fishing in Create at least has figured out that this is not the perfect ideal thing for it. Except, see, here's the thing. It actually is. In fact, this has been going for about, I'd say, an hour now since I started setting stuff up. And if you look down here, I have done nothing else outside of using vanilla Create. There's a mod in here. There's a bunch of mods in here, but I've only used vanilla Create to make this, and I made it in like 5 minutes, and it's been doing quite well. I mean, for an hour, this doesn't seem like a lot, but for the comparison being nothing, this is pretty good. I actually got this in like the first Nautilus shell in like the first 15 minutes, and you get more fishing rods as you go along. So let me show you what it is that we're doing here. So it's very simple. If you have a regular fishing rod, it's really hard to get the timing down for when it's actually going to get a fish out there and draw it in. But the better efficiency you get on it by getting lure, and specifically lure 3. I believe it's lure, not luck of the sea. Well, yeah, lure 3 is, you could shrink down that time window significantly, and that time window just so happens to correspond pretty. I did a lot of experimentation with the timings and stuff like that, and it actually works pretty good with the water reel timing. So really, you don't need that much to make this work. So let me just show you what it is that you actually need. Now, you can do a little bit of, if you want to do this from the base game and you don't want to do a very efficient one, you can just do this with a couple of enchanted fishing rods and just set this up. But I'm going to show you guys 2 versions of this. One is going to make it so that the fishing rod gets used up when it's done. And you can do it with a vanilla fishing rod without, well, they're all vanilla fishing rods. You can do it with an unenchanted fishing rod, and it will not catch fish very often. Or you can do it with a fully enchanted one, and it'll use it up and then just get rid of it. But I'll show you the 2 versions. Now, what you really need to do to get this, if you don't care about keeping the fishing rod, you could skip ahead a little bit. But this is what you need to actually make it so it works with the fishing rod. We're going to be doing a little bit of extra, but you need to actually tell Create how to pull the fishing rod out. And for that, you're going to need one of the fishing rod that you're going to duplicate as many times as you want to have it use. And specifically, you're going to want like that fishing rod, the Luck of the Sea, Lure 3, Mending, Unbreaking 3. But in order to get that into the system, into the filter, you need to have it start at a low durability. So you're going to need to get a fishing rod, and you're going to need to fish with it until you get it down to like 1 or 2 durability. It doesn't really matter if it's 1 or 2. 2, it just kind of gives it a little bit of a buffer. It just makes me feel better, honestly. So I stick with 2. So and honestly, while you're fishing, you're going to be getting fishing poles, and you can combine the 2 of the fishing poles you get together in that to lower the durability initially, to make this a little bit easier. But once you get down to that 2 durability, you take this, and I have a mod that makes it so that this is Vault Hunters. So ignore the rest of the mods. They're not going to influence this at all, really, except for the enchanting. But I'm going to need emeralds for this. I forgot about that. Emeralds, thank you. All you really need is to then take this one, enchant it with all the things that you want. Actually, I don't even think I needed the emeralds because I'm in creative, but you enchant with all the things that you want, and then you're going to take that, put that into the filter. So we take this filter, put that in here, and we make sure we tell it to respect data. As long as it respects data, and you do the allow list, then it will be able to use a smart filter, or a smart chute, excuse me, a smart chute to pull it out when it is at a durability that is about to break. Okay, so that's this part. That's the only thing where if you don't want to just set this up in a hurry and just make it fly, that's the part that actually takes a little bit of time. Just getting that durability down and getting a bunch of them enchanted. Once you have that, the only thing you're really going to need is the stuff that is in this here chest. Okay, just like that. You're going to need some deployers, bunch of hoppers, one water wheel, those filters we talked about, the fishing rods we talked about, some smart chutes, and a bucket. That's it. It is really that simple. So we're going to take that and we're going to go ahead and put this together in like a couple minutes. I actually just had the plank in there to illustrate. You're going to need some blocks. But I'm going to use these deep slate blocks to make it look a little bit better. But anyways, the first thing you got to do is go ahead and get your water wheel down there. So, and I'll actually, yeah. After this one part, I think I'll do it in creative. Can I get a pick really quick? Let's get a pick so that I can do this in creative with you. And not creative. So we're going to go ahead and put this out of creative. So you can see that it really is that easy. Survival mode. We'll still be able to fly because of that sucker right there. Different mod. But like I said, that's not really going to influence anything. So the only thing you really need to do to start with is you go ahead and you put down the water wheel. So that's done. Let's get rid of these. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to need a bunch more of that deep slate brick, aren't we? I just realized that I'm not in creative anymore, so that's going to make it kind of difficult. That's fine. And the vibrant quartz glass. Okay. We're only going to need one of those, so we're good to go beyond that. Okay, so this is what we're going to need. We're going to, for the blocks. Okay, so we got the water wheel down. Now we're going to have to put in the deployers. So 1, 2. Now you don't need to do it in this arrangement. This is just to make it look a little bit prettier. You can do it in a nice straight line like that right there. It does not really matter. This is just to make it look a little bit prettier. And now we're just going to put some blocks underneath it. Actually, the blocks need to go in the front of it. I don't know what I'm doing there. So I got to break those. Isn't that lovely? That's what happens when you put it in survival. Suddenly you actually have to pay attention again. So I break these out because we're going to need to put chests there at some point. And we're going to need to be able to access the chest. So we want to put, well, after we put the glass block there to attach to, we're going to need to be able to access the chest. So we go right there, the 1 stairs. Now the way this works is just using the timing that you get from the vanilla fishing rod. And it just so happens that it coincides really well with the timing that you get from the water wheel. That's pretty much the base setup right there. With that, we can pretty much start it up. We're going to just take a bit of water, put it here, done. It is now functional, so we could go ahead and put in some hoppers. I'm going to put in hoppers. You could just give it the fishing poles directly, but we're going to put it in manually like that, or we're going to put it in like this. And if you have more of these fishing poles, you can put them in there. You can take the fishing poles that you get from fishing and put them in there, which obviously makes a lot of sense. Now we're going to have to make it so that we catch the stuff. So we're going to go under here and we're going to get the chests. One there, and one there. Get some air. And we need to make sure that we collect the items. So we're going to go one there, one there, and then the catch the items that comes to it with these hoppers. That is basically all you really need to do to make this thing function. It will work. You can see it's actually sending the... You won't see the bobber because you're not holding it. You can't see the bobber from someone else using it, evidently. But right now, all the bobbers are out there, and it's going to catch the... If that happens to come up here within of like 3 seconds of it redrawing it in, then it'll draw the fish in, and you'll catch it. It doesn't happen 100% of the time, but it doesn't have to. Because here's the beauty of it. If you really know a fishing rod does not use a durability unless it catches a fish. So these things will go on forever and use until they actually use up their durability. And since they have unbreaking on them, that could take a long time. Then you just have the mending on them, and then it'll take, and then you can just reuse them over and over again. Okay, so now we're just going to show you the advanced setup, which is not that much more advanced, but all you got to really do is then get some smart shoots, which are slightly more difficult to make and create than what we have so far. Toss some chests in there. Should have done that in a different order. My bad. Okay. And we're going to put in the filter. They just took all of the fishing rods out of them. That's my fault. But you can now put the fishing rods back in. One's missing. Assuming that is in. Oh, whatever. Give me that. Give me that thing. A little bit of a cheat moment right there because I screwed that up. But you get, yeah. You can add that back. So that's got the one that's missing up here right now, right? Yep. Done. Even derping this up horribly for a video, and it's good to go. So now it'll keep using them until it catches enough fish and the durability goes down to 2, and then it'll pop down through the smart chute into here. Then with the mending, you can then go and do whatever you do in the game to mend your stuff, whether it's with a mob farm or with various enchantments of other kinds from other mods. But yeah, you could just refurbish them and put them back through again. And honestly, you don't need to do just one fishing rod. You can do as many as you want. So you got a hopper up here. You can put a chest on top of it if you want, and just go hog wild with all the fishing rods. It doesn't really matter. And like I said, it'll run for a while. And this is what you get after about an hour. No muss, no fuss. You'll see as it's going along, sometimes whenever it catches something, it'll do an experience orb. That you might want to, if you have a way of gathering experience orbs in one of your other mods, go ahead and have it vacuum that up. But it's not required. It doesn't happen enough to actually really affect your lag on the server. It doesn't seem to be that big of a problem. You can see right here that it got one stuck on the wall right there. And yeah, that's it. It is literally that easy to go ahead and put together fishing and create. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. Of course, I haven't worked yet because I'm doing a video. But you see, it does. It does. Trust me. It will work over time. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys get some good use out of that. You guys have a good one.